Incorporated. Ace is the place. Well, now we start with a fight that took place actually just a couple of hours ago. Simon Brown is a guy who you have been telling our audience, watch out for this guy. This guy is an awfully good fighter. He's been fighting in France. He's been fighting basically invisibly, not today.
I'll tell you what, Simon Brown took on Tyrone Trice in a fight in which it was a rematch, a battle that they had in which Brown won in the 14th round on a TKO. This one only 12. Some thought Tyrone Trice, who we saw in a terrific battle with Kevin Pompey, might be able to take Simon Brown. No, Simon Brown was really dominating. So, and even though Trice fought well in the early rounds he had in the first fight, he would be taken out in the 10th round on a TKO by Simon Brown, and now Brown laying claim to the fact that he believes he's the best welterweight in the world. Of course, Marlon Starling and Mark Freeland would dispute that, but right now Brown looks excellent.
I was really impressed with him today. Let's talk about a fight that took place right here in this very ring behind us a little bit earlier today. Michael Carbajal, and he's another guy, yes, he's being moved along quickly, but he's in a division where you can do that.
And this morning, if you will, against Raul Acosta, Michael Carbajal showed us what he's been showing us all along. A very, very good workmanlike performance, showing power and showing good movement, good boxing skills, and going the distance with Raul Acosta, but dominating to get a decision win.
You showed pretty good concentration there.
Not too bad.
We just lost a light that exploded. I don't know if you could hear that. Let's talk about that. Just a couple of weeks ago, we spoke of the fact that Michael Nunn had a new contract with the Goosen brothers, and now we hear this week he has walked out of camp. What is going on in that situation?
Well, what basically happened is they did have an agreement, apparently, but it was one that I guess Michael Nunn could not live with, or there were other problems, and yes, he walked out of the camp. He is now being trained by someone else. He is going to go through with the April 14th fight against Marlon Starling, but he is estranged from 10 Goose Boxing, the Goosens who were managing him. Whether they will get back together remains problematical, probably doubtful. That contract ends in November. Right now, Michael Nunn, though, is functioning, I guess, on his own away from the Goosen clan, and we'll have to see how that turns out. But right now, I would say Michael Nunn looks like he'll go elsewhere in November.
Another bit of bad news, too, regarding a guy who we both know very well and is a real friend of ESPN, Tyrone Trice. Some bad news for him.
Tyrone Trice has a detached retina. He was all set to fight Virgil Hill on April 29th. That detached retina will not keep him out of boxing forever, which it sometimes can, but he will miss this fight. Virgil Hill will fight Guy Waters instead.
All right, let's talk about the guide then. What's down the road in the sport of boxing? And we'll talk about the immediate road. First of all, junior welterweight, Victor Davis and Vincent Pettaway get it on Tuesday, April 3rd in Philadelphia. You can watch that one on our friends from USA Network. The WBA International Heavyweight title, whatever that may be. Michael Dokes and Razor Ruddock, Wednesday, April 4th in New York. You can watch it on pay-per-view. I think that's Wednesday probably, don't you think? Yeah, I would think so. And Mike Weaver and Bone Crusher Smith, a couple of Bone Crushers, an apostle at that. That's also Wednesday, April 4th, and is also in New York. It's at Madison Square Garden. You can watch that on pay-per-view, too. WBA Americas. Now, that's not to be confused with the WBA International nor the WBA World title. This is the WBA America's Super Lightweight title. Roger Mayweather and Rodolfo Aguilar. Now, he has been replaced in that fight by Idomar Paisan. So, scratch your Aguilar, bring in your Paisan. Thursday, April 5th, that's in Las Vegas. That'll be our 10th anniversary show. And we turn from all that good news, which we did so well, to talk about the heavyweights. And the heavyweights, Mike Tyson and George Foreman, are the guys we always talk about. First of all, let's talk about George Foreman, because now there's word he's going to be fighting right here at Caesars Tahoe coming up.
George Foreman looks like he'll be here April 17th fighting either Michael Greer or Wesley Watson, and obviously what would be billed a tune-up fight, because they're trying to get him on a later card that might also feature Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I think so. They're talking about a double dip sometime in June also at Caesars. Tyson and Foreman not fighting each other, fighting independent opponents. So the question, of course, is who will Mike Tyson fight? And there are some names being bandied about.
Ronaldo Snipes, Tony Tucker, and Damiani, Francesco Damiani. Remember him? He's the WBO heavyweight champion, and I mean that. He's still the WBO heavyweight champion, and he will be until he fights Mike Tyson.
Or Franco, one of the two. I don't know who he's going to fight. But in the meantime, Tucker is a fight that really poses an interesting prospect.
Yeah, Tony Tucker could be a very interesting fight for Tyson. He was the last time, and especially this version of Mike Tyson, which people have some doubts about. So those are interesting opponents for Tyson. This loss to Douglas is just heating up the heavyweight division, the likes of which we wouldn't have expected.
It really causes all kinds of consternation. It really has been a soap opera. Who's going to fight who, when, where, against whom, and for what? And probably a couple of other questions, too. This has been Ringside Report, a weekly magazine of boxing news.